treasury.
Oh, yeah, Roseman. Yes. No idea if I last night on.
You got lots of people texting you.
Well, this is Frey. Say
Oh.
that
What now?
he's
Do I have
gonna
one?
be here at
You're like,
6:50.
yeah, I know, 6:15.
Alrighty,
I'll clock.
roll at 6, since we got enough people going here. And, Rosemary and Frank, so we're waiting on, right now?
Rosemary won't be here, Frank will be like.
Okay, I didn't pay attention to that last stream, so. All right, any public comment to start?
This one I probably talk when we get to the maybe 8 or 9.
Okay. All right, last February's meeting minutes.
I'll motion to. Whatever. Accept.
Yeah.
Whatever. That leaves it wide open.
Motion and support, any discussion? We're good? All right, I'll approve those minutes. Treasurer's report.
So it looks like there's just one thing that happened, right? Am I reading this right?
What are they, 319, two put about that? Wanna entertain a motion?
Yeah, I'll motion that one too. I'll support.
Motion and support, any other discussion? Yeah, I'll just mention that one on page 7 at the bottom, 319, the deposit from Tifa, the winter taxes. Motion and support, so approve the treasurer's report. And then there's, budget versus spend. Anything on that one? It kind of goes hand in hand with this other treasurer's report, so.
So we got a motion again?
No, we usually just do one, but we kind of look at them 2 different times. New business. White contract, page 11.
We do have, the empty pump out right now, because we had to pull a bush out. Where, right here in the corner.
Oh. At the 4-way?
Yeah, because it was blocking traffic and stuff, so there's nothing in that one. I don't know if you wanna.
I know a guy where we can get some mulch and just get it dumped in there and paint it road.
Well, going to put mulch in, just I didn't know if there was, somebody want to plant anything in there.
Where was it?
It's right on the
Four-way,
corner.
I think we should have something there, because I feel like that we're driving. up Right in that front of thing, but Biden if it's Steel? up the
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah, that one that was like blocking
Was a
people
bush
that
there.
were, standing there getting ready to cross or whatever. Short people.
Is that not what Boyd does?
Well,
You would have to add it in.
To have him put something in. So.
I mean, we
This
can
is-
put our own houses, can't we, or something? Something small.
Yeah, houses would be.
Yeah, just something
Something
cute
that's
and
pretty,
pretty and
that stays
easy.
low, that
Mhm.
doesn't. Require a lot of maintenance.
Pretty much zero maintenance.
I'd almost look at putting the annuals in there. Just because that's a snow area too. But houses in the area of snow.
That's okay. Right?
Yeah, we cut back our houses.
Yeah,
and
we
then
just put them back and
they
they
come down. You know, I don't know if other people do, but we actually cut ours down in the fall.
I don't do
Some of
anything
them
with
do.
mine.
Otherwise, they leave like a bunch of
Yeah.
crap. That's what I do.
And they come back up.
I've never salted mine or anything. I don't know how they do.
Yeah, that's true too. Never had salt on it. You know what I mean?
The only thing about
Yeah.
annuals, I feel like they need more
Maintenance.
water, depending on which ones we get.
Can
I
we
guess.
table that discussion and everyone can kind of think about it, maybe do a little bit of thoughts on what you might want there?
Yeah, never
Like,
got
we
that
wanna
in
have-
mind. Might not be good.
So we budgeted 9,000, it looks like.
Yeah, so
And-
that's why it's gotta be.
So
8341, right? And then if,
but then it
We
looks
just
like
had to add-
current, we've already given them 3,240.
That was that would have been last, this is for, this is
This is
for
for
this
26.
fiscal year, 26, 27.
not,
So
ran-
those payments, we pay them in payments.
Okay. Kind of like what he has out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
and do you remember when we talked, does anyone remember when we talked about this before, if we did the ad or we didn't because we did it last year?
We did not do it.
We didn't do it because we did them already.
I don't think you've done it 2 years in a row. We haven't done it.
When did we
You're
pay the
helpful.
40%?
What's that?
When did we pay the 40%, the 3,000?
Once this contract is signed.
Oh, then you pay them
that,
that.
and then.
Got you. Oh, I see, okay.
So I think you're suggesting that if we're gonna do something in that one area, we probably should do it now with this contract. 'cause-
Yeah, cause he has that
Yeah.
additional fee if you're gonna do it, so then you can just
You,
do it all, but if you don't, then you could, I'm sure, you can always go back.
So,
Because he's, we're not gonna plan, if he's doing bulbs or anything. you don't-
but that would be in the additional 20. Are you suggesting that if we do the corner, we should take advantage of this additional 20 plants for 912? Is that your thought?
Yeah, cause I.
Oh, I see.
He then it'll be, if we want him to do something. We might as well do it with the whole contract, but if you wanna wait, it's not a big deal, I'm sure we can go back and ask him to. Add it,
so I think before,
decide
if we had someplace, if I'm not remembering it right, we said, hey, we're thinking about doing something. What would you suggest and how much? Is that something that we could ask, I guess, is his opinion?
Yeah, I'm sure, past, you guys have, I think you started out with a certain amount and then you kind of added to this, what you have.
So we
Like-
gave him a budget and then he came up with ideas based on what we wanted.
Yeah, and like, and then there was one year that you guys wanted to add more bulbs to certain areas, so then you did purchase all those bulbs that one year and you put them in there. It's hard to tell right now because you can't see everything. I was planning to remember what everything's out
His
there.
season's 8341, we've already budgeted 9,000. Correct? Or,
Yeah,
because
well,
25, 26. You're saying this 3240 was the down payment for the 2026 contract? Or would that have been?
30.
The
30.
It will be if we sign it.
Well,
Again, right?
That's current spend though, right?
Yeah, this is.
3240,
You approved the contract, Eric, so.
right?
You're going to sign the contract, approve the contract, you probably don't have, I mean, if it's budgeted 9,000, then you don't really need to. For the amount, just the contract.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if we budgeted 9,000 and this is only 8341, could we say, what can we do for the difference?
Yeah.
So I think what happens is the same as this, so there's probably two payments of like $1,700 that was in this.
3240.
Like,
But do you think the 3240 is, no matter what, we budgeted 9,000
Yes.
and that would have been for
Yes.
just one contract?
yes, correct.
And
So
so
you might have
there's
leftovers from.
600 and some dollars left over.
So then we can do the hosta or
Yeah.
whatever we decide to do
Something
in
to
that
do
little
with
spot.
that. That's what.
Yeah. Let's let them do it then, right?
If he thinks he can do something in there for the difference, $56. $656, I think that is $59.
Ask him what he can use.
Just to make it look better, because it does look well.
We can always add to it,
Right,
like next year.
and you want something that's,
Pastas, it sounds like a great idea, because it'll kind of live through anything if they'll survive salt. And then whatever else he thinks, I mean, $600 in the hostels, I doubt.
We don't need that much.
Right,
Yeah,
and then just whatever else, and
I'll
then
just
next
add
year you
in-
can add to it.
what he thinks about putting houses in there, if he could do that, and what parts of it.
So the motion will
And then
be
if
that
it's under
we,
600, I don't come back, I just have him do it. If it's over, then.
It'll just,
Imagine it'd be over, but.
I'll do
so if we
it.
make the motion that
Okay.
up to $9,000 with the additional something, then she would have to come back.
mm-mm. Unless you needed more.
And we won't, and even so, just say no.
No, I would say like that, we might add to it next year or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, this is for the 26, 27 years, so. I'm guessing they probably rounded up to 9,000 because it goes up. So just rounded it. That, okay.
We just need a motion to approve this contract up to $9,000. Would
Yep.
that cover us in all of those, things?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Make a motion to approve Boyd Landscaping up to $9,000 for the 26.
And I'll second.
the motion and support, any more discussion? Motion carries. All right, that's our
Alrighty.
names.
Alrighty. Praise the three gods for filling all the cities. Did I need? Meant to do this double sided and forgot to. Oh, sorry, Charles.
So we've got 3. And I think. One was the coffee shop. One was Tanks. One was. Lori's, the flower shop.
So I'm assuming us two can't vote.
You can't vote when it benefits yourself. And then specifically when you're on the app, and I don't know how your whole business situation is,
I mean, we're together.
so then you can. You see, you can vote for that.
I mean, because I would vote for that.
I feel like I'm kind of in a bad situation too, because this is a tenant of mine that mutually give me equipment and stuff like that. So if, and I feel like to break. Obviously. It's-
Yeah.
So it's like, there's hardly anybody. I don't know.
Well, the three of you recuse yourselves, that leaves us 3 or 4 for voting. There's 9 on the board, so that's not even.
Oh, we need
You mean if
Grid's still here.
If I voted,
if you voted, we
we
can.
have 5, we can go
Yeah,
forward.
And if I voted, we can go. Cause it's not,
Gary's is fixtures though, I thought, wasn't it? Was it?
Not that it's fixtures, but there is plumbing that's in the building. It doesn't really increase the value, I don't feel like for me, but. It is mostly,
Well, you're not
That-
actually, they're already renting,
right,
so they're gonna rent regardless if they get this or not,
Okay.
so you're not actually benefiting from the grant.
Okay.
Yeah, recuse yourself anyway.
them too.
Yeah.
Just sit here.
Yeah.
what?
Okay.
I said, I feel like Lori and her, depending, I don't know what your agreements are, but I feel like him and her should, for sure.
Not vote?
Yeah, because it is financially, there's no
Yeah, we're
doubt
gaining.
that they're gaining something. I think your relationship's just tenant,
Okay.
right? Is it or not? I don't, we don't know.
Well, when the changes that we would put in place would impact the propagation station that is blanketed under Lakeside Garden, and that's hers. You know, if that's a gray area, then.
It's always best to err on the side of the
Yeah.
caution, but still be in the rules. Like, I've seen people try to recuse themselves because because they're family with someone who was gonna benefit, and that didn't count.
Right, that's not a reason.
Which I was kind of
I know,
surprised.
so, yeah.
Mhm, yep. So I think that you're.
I mean, financially, it's not gonna benefit me. But I can err on the side of caution, whatever you guys think. It doesn't matter.
Probably would. Maybe make it cleaner, and then Gail's the only other one that
And
to
I,
me is way the most questionable.
yeah, because she's not going to she's already got it rented to them, she's not gonna gain whether they get this or not, so that's not a.
It doesn't change the money that she gets whether they get. it.
Right.
So that's why I think she's fine.
And it's not under her building, it's under the business name, so.
Does anybody know what page number it breaks on, the applications break on? Sorry, I'm trying to figure it out.
36.
Oh, 36, okay.
And 880, 13, 36 and 80.
I think,
Yeah, there it is.
There's no.
Okay.
I know, I did, I
The long one.
Trees today.
Just after we're the Tree City USA.
No, I walked up to the printer and went. Enough with that.
Paperwork to clear out our side yard. Wipe this out. You see that order? Oh, and they wipe this out. Yeah. They said, well, you know, wipe this out. Yeah, no, a lot of sense. An hour ago that are on.
So I just want to make sure I read this right. This
Every
application
day
is
they
slightly
take
different than what you
advertise.
submitted last year.
So I mean, yes. Yeah.
There is no order. It's the bid.
Right, yep. They want to talk. Yeah, we. We just. Yeah. And do I just want to motion that? Motion. I would know.
Did anyone not get a chance to look at these before this meeting? I'm not rushing, I just wanna know how much, time, if we wanna go through them page by page. How we wanna do it. Want me to synopsize?
yeah.
Okay,
That's, I think.
Okay.
I read it, but
okay. So the first one. I think everybody that's going to vote knows, but these get each reviewed, we pick. A maximum of one. To be sent on, sorry, to be sent on. You don't wanna send anything that's not complete, doesn't, anything that, what we talked about last year, I think was, you wanna choose the ones that you think have the best chance at winning. Or it being granted,
so can we ask, did you think that any of these were incomplete? That
I didn't catch anything that was, stood out that I haven't gone into them in detail because I have to do that when I do the application for our part. So, but I went through them all and they all looked like they had everything they needed. If there's something missing, it might be something so minor that I can ask them if I can get it to the quick. But as far as pictures, the main things, they're good.
so the first one was Wholesome Grounds, and did we have some sort of a scoring thing?
They didn't have it in this
Shoot, okay.
packet, but yeah.
That was a little
I
bit
asked that
helpful.
last year, cause I felt like.
We had one
Yeah,
last
they
year.
did. They changed a lot
Yeah,
of things.
it was kinda nice.
I thought it was a little bit more confusing at first, but. I don't know, but, yeah, the main thing was like, if there was an incomplete one, that just got told, that got tossed.
Yep, I remember that being the easy,
yeah.
easier part.
What downtown wants,
Yep.
what they're looking for. If it fits into our master plan, our, DDA plan, all the things you're working towards, it fits into that. Keeping businesses open. They wanted to help somebody stay afloat, keep in business, open up. Was another one.
Like length of business or attracting new business.
Yeah.
That was some of them. So,
Yep.
so on these ones, we have,
All of them, yeah.
yeah,
It's
really.
They're all good because they're all.
Because we've pulled, two of these are new, additions to the DDA. So, so the first one was wholesome grounds. Maybe one of the pages or important things to look at would be like how the funds will be used. So on hers, it's page 21. And, she's checked the boxes for what she's planning on using them for. So a handful of improvements. And then on page, the nice little synopsis page in here. Page 20, I think page 23 and page 25 are super beneficial for just a brief overview of them. So, this one's moving into a space that's been empty for a while. And, it's the coffee shop bakery is completely new to the space, so, this one needs some plumbing and some equipment was on there. So the budget on this one, page 25, $25,313. It's got its quotes in there. So what they're hoping to use the funds for. Do we know, on page 30, that I think the one thing I saw that I was wondering. What is, we will be adding custom printing. I don't know about that.
She bought a press for screen printing and stuff. She didn't have it, she didn't have enough place to put it. So
Oh,
now
got it.
She has a room that she can put that in, so she's gonna do.
So increasing the kitchen size, the retail space, the custom printing, meeting office spaces for people looking to work remotely, small gameplay area. And a game library. 31 additional kitchen space. And then, bonuses to what the plan is and why they want to do it. And I think she points out, allergies, are one of the few places that provides, allergy conscious items, food items. Did anyone else notice anything worth mentioning? I don't want to not give it not enough time. But we're just sort of briefing.
All three of them that meet the EDCs with, what they're looking for. So it makes another hard decision.
Yeah, because like,
Because
I
they-
feel like it came down to.
Yeah, like.
I feel like we were gonna roll it
What
down
our
and then,
vision was.
but
Yeah.
now remember, he pulled out.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't decide.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to decide. And he said I weren't ready for it.
And we weren't.
And so I felt like we were in the same boat last
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
The second one was Tank's Tavern. It's a deck extension off the back. Oh, I think the other thing that might be beneficial too might be like the portion that says how many new positions it's going to create. I haven't actually, I only saw that on there. I don't know what each one of these were, but that could be something to consider if we're stuck and tied up on what we're doing here.
You know, two parts of the thought.
Do, okay. We all know where Tanks is at. This one's going to add outdoor space activation, page 44, as far as the select all that apply for the grant funds. Adds 8 tables, additional dining space. Approximate project cost up to $130,000.
Great, cool.
75 to 130,000.
Ooh, so this is even worse.
Totally.
You wanna go with them, I just put it that way.
So when you're driving through town, do you think you're gonna be able to see this deck from the roadway?
It's gonna be 55 by 35. It's gonna be a massive deck.
You're gonna be able to see when they come by the.
That's what I would,
Yeah, yeah,
And the town, oh,
yeah, that's what I was
That look
hearing,
good.
yeah.
yeah.
You can see who's parked there right now, so. Andy always points out who's there.
It's like Michael said, not all the same. Same old faces.
Frank, was this does yours add,
Cheers.
like ADA, can't remember one.
Yes, yep, so
Okay,
yep,
okay.
we're gonna do a ramp in the back. And it's not part of this, it's something that we would budget for the future, but we would widen the door that's back there and do a push button.
Got it.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, I saw it somewhere. I knew that the flower shop one was.
That one had the existing.
And I think
right?
the one that that's more yeah, that's gonna be the more likely of the,
Okay,
yeah, so the ramp coming straight off. You can't pour directly into the parking lot though, so it's gonna have to go be like an L, kind of like Twilliger's, where you walk out and then have to go down the side. But yeah, so. That's a much more accurate perception of what we're looking at.
So are you looking at like doing a ramp up, right up to the door?
Right, yep,
That'd be nice.
yep. Yep.
We would move those, there's a handicap parking, we moved that to just right over the, right in front of the.
wherever this lands.
Yeah.
Any questions? Did I move too fast? Miss anything of? Important. All right, then the last one.
I do have a question. Are you planning on doing like a big garage door?
Not anymore. So we're
Okay.
gonna, if anybody's been to like Reno's North. When you walk into theirs, they've got the two glass doors that are kind of like this. And then two glass pieces next to it, so it's, nice and big and open, yep. That's what we'll end up doing. Yeah,
Okay,
we didn't add it into the quotes, because I mean, the quotes were already,
ridiculous.
yeah. But it's something that we would absolutely be able
Perfect.
to move forward with and afford.
So you're saying.
So like steps, yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Right.
not
Phase-
steps, but yeah,
phasing.
phases, I like
Yeah.
that, phases, yeah, yep.
I know that
Yep,
So you're saying eventually that it'll have it where you open it up, so it really seems like it's with the other.
Yeah, 'cause-
The summertime when it's the.
immediately, we'll have to put like a sign out there, like, please see server inside, because I feel as though we feel as though people will just seat themselves and then expect a server to know who's out there. And right now, the door doesn't let you view outside. It lets a little bit of light in, but it doesn't let you view outside. So eventually, yeah, that we'll look at doing that.
It's gonna be the same
Fairly
way as
quickly.
the seating out front.
Yeah,
You gotta have the people out front, you gotta come in, otherwise, you
Yeah.
know they're out there.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
they'll just have to come in and say,
Hey,
they're out here.
yep,
It's in there.
yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and we just think it's a heck of a lot more functionality, instead of doing garage doors. I mean, this would be a heck of a lot better investment.
Yeah.
All
It
right,
gave you a year to come up with that too.
We
Because you got in.
learn a lot, man. It's a wild year.
all right, Lakeside Garden. This was for some building improvements. Ramp in the front. Ramp in the front, ramp in the back, a ramp, right?
Yes, the ramp that we're actually talking about is the one that's inside the building, so there
Okay.
is a ramp right now that leads to one of those buildings. And since we're connected, we're in compliance with that. It's a back entrance. And then when you get into the building, there's a ramp to access the other building, and that's the ramp that needs to be updated because the railing's outdated and I don't know if it's really code.
Okay, total project cost estimate, 34,698. New handrails, some updates to the bathroom, some flooring improvement, I think that was. Raising the ceiling height, etc., plus a few furnishings. Forgot about that.
There's a
A flower
refrigerator.
fridge, some racks, some other small pieces and parts to that. Oh, and I'll back up to that page where. So we can look at the grant fund usage. Building improvement and inventory and working capital. I will say this one has a lot. Gives us a
She did.
lot of very,
Yeah, there's a lot of
lot of
information.
complete information in it. There's
It was done very.
not a
nicely.
lot of question. And I think if you had one, it'd probably be easy to find it in there somewhere. Any questions that I moved too fast?
What does this normally take to get it run through, like after we decide on the two people, how long does it take?
It was only like, it seemed like it was only a few months.
I think it was like
Oh.
June, July that I was told. Maybe it was the beginning of August. Kim would be better to ask. I don't remember that one.
Cause I would just get that, start date, completion date and all that other.
Start
stuff that
date
goes-
was, yeah, I mean, not until, was like August. Basically that you could start, once the paper was signed, once it was just figured out. It took a long time. I don't feel like it was just a couple of weeks. It was definitely a couple of months.
So basically, anybody that wants to do this, after they've been approved, they gotta front the money up themselves. Well, they can't even do that until they actually
You
get it.
can't do any,
Yeah, you can't start if I remember
you
right.
can't start at
I
all,
can unless they wanna put the whole thing if they don't get it.
Right,
but they won't get any money anyway. If they got it and they started the project before, it's null and void.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
Whoa.
can't start
you couldn't
anything.
start before.
No, you
I
can't
remember
put a
that.
paintbrush to the wall if you want money from the state to do it
Wow. Okay.
until you get approved. And that's what you're signing, that,
So it almost
know.
makes sense for anyone in the future thinking about doing this to like front load with your own. Like if there's a certain percentage of the work you can complete yourself to do that, and then it just be for
So I'll ask for.
like the deck.
Right, yeah, I was
or-
gonna say, I'll ask for,
And then his other work preparing is that essentially part of the project if it's not in the thing, because it does kind of make it a bummer for, it's
What I was-
nice, I'm not,
What I was asking Kim is, how long, after we decide, how long does it take before they get approved, like if they're chosen? Do you have an idea?
I can tell you, but I pulled this from, that's the scoring sheet that we had before, so if you can use that, but let me go look at that, I can look at.
Cause then my question would be, obviously, it's a deck that gets enjoyed until about October-ish, you know? So starting in August would not be advantageous for us. I would be looking at whether I get it or not, starting fairly soon. Would that eliminate me from getting the funds if I started in April? Or
Ask him.
Okay,
Things
okay.
might have changed, but that's what they told me last year.
Gotcha, okay,
I couldn't so much as, paint a wall if I was gonna ask to get painting done.
okay,
You can't do anything until you're approved and then you sign the paperwork that you can start your project.
gotcha.
And then all the receipts have to be after that point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
if you
right,
wanna get,
right.
if you,
Absolutely.
I went through it and I'd never go through it again.
But you really only have to show 25,000,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the max.
you gotta show. Well, the max is pretty much 27.5
Right,
to get the
right,
25.
right.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
So you have to show the whole project has to be more than.
So in your case, you're way over that. So
Right,
you don't
yeah,
have
we
to-
you're
we would
fine.
be able to.
unless they tie
show
it
that,
to
yeah.
the project as a whole, which just
Right.
seems
Well,
wild.
isn't there another one that comes up in the fall or something too? Didn't we?
They have done it before, but I don't know if they
They
did it
didn't
last
do it
year. I
last
think,
year.
right, but the year before that, I do think there was two.
Cause they had excess funds or something.
Yeah, but I
think
don't
That's
it
what
was
I
horrible.
thought there was,
That's not
okay,
normal.
that's what I was getting at, cause I thought there was.
I think that one year there was, but I don't think there. last
Was
year.
it a full 25 twice? Or just the second one was something else?
I feel like that it was. But I don't remember. I just remember,
I remember there was two.
Yeah.
Because I remember the second year they were saying that, because it was only, well, there wasn't two before mine. So maybe 3 years ago there was two, because it was only Tiffany the one time. Because Tiffany and I went up to neck to neck, she got it, and I did not, like, they weren't doing a second round. in the fall. So then that's when I had to do it, but the year before that,
yes, that's what I think.
yeah, the year before.
The scoring criteria, I think
July is when I'll find out.
July.
Who gets it.
And you can't do any renovations or do anything until.
There, that has changed.
Okay,
well, that makes a lot.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying, talk to him.
I think that has changed, so now I have to read the details on it, but I thought I read that that's changed for you. You can't do anything like right now.
Right.
But once you put in the application with your, I think you can start.
Okay, because that would obviously be my big question is this deck would be used spring, summer, if I can't
Right.
start till July or August,
Right.
that,
I think they changed that. I think that was one of the things I read that they did change.
okay.
If you need to know that, I can go back.
Well, I think that Frank might find it beneficial because he's saying if there is any rules against it, then his application may not.
Right,
He may
Yeah,
know
I'm gonna
his
do it
own
regardless, yeah.
application
Right.
because he's gonna move ahead.
it'll be
Right, well,
advantageous for me to.
Yeah, I
start
mean, you won't know you're getting it.
Fairly quick,
If you're
right,
gonna restart it, rather.
Only
than get
thing
it or
he
not.
was getting at is if he started,
yeah,
And
am I
you would
eliminated?
is he eliminated from, but
I
if
think
not,
that's-
he
I
can
think
go
they
anyway.
changed. You want me to go look, find out for sure?
I think it might make.
It's
I
gonna
think
be
it
a
might
big
vote.
ad.
I think so too.
Okay, let me. There's some.
That'd be great if they did,
Yeah.
because it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Like, yeah.
Typically, you're not planning like that far in the future. Like these are new businesses, pretty much.
No.
That these things need to take place like quickly and,
And things
they're
have
gonna-
changed every single year with these things.
Mhm.
A lot, I feel.
anyways, the scoring thing, that first sheet that we used last time was it has all the eligibility been met, the attachments, the, conflicts of interest, whatever, so I think we've established that. And then it looks like just these items. Business and place impact, use and activation, operational efficiency and modernization, community alignment, project readiness and feasibility, reviewer, oh, never mind. That didn't help.
They all pretty much, yeah.
Cause I feel like they all. They use a point scoring basis. I do think when we've sort of talked about this before, we've discussed like. Whether other funding has been used at the site. How long the business has been in town, whether it's owned, leased, whatever, like, I think that's how we've sort of dwindled this down a little bit. But I don't even know that we have that, like, that we have that really to look at too much because, I think one of ours was Jen 1 year, but she had just bought the building and prior to that was leasing, so I think they used the fact that she hadn't, paid taxes yet. In the DDA herself, they used that as a reasoning. I don't know that any of these have a real standout. Anything like that. Unless you all know what.
I think they're all good projects.
And, 2 of them came from outside the DDA. 2 small businesses outside of the DDA. I think that, says a lot about what's being done down here. As far as attracting.
That weren't
well,
included?
2 of these, 1 new, I guess, but,
Oh, okay.
but Lakeside hasn't
Lakeside
been
is down there with
functioning
them.
with, from it really
Yeah, they haven't had a
anywhere.
storefront for
Right.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, pulling the two
Yeah.
2 brand new businesses into the DDA is super awesome.
Okay, so that was quicker than I thought. It says eligible expenses may be incurred on or after the date the application is submitted. And are reimbursable only after project completion and approval. So that is something that did change.
That's
You
awesome.
had to find out.
So,
that's-
But can I ask you a question? This is just their worksheet. Do you have to put it together and then hit submit
Yeah, I have to do our end, which
Yep,
is.
the actual
Or the
application?
applicant,
Yep.
actually, so I take whatever 2 you have, write the application. For us, our
Mhm.
end, and then we submit.
What do you think timeframe that?
I have to have it in by the 20th.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's why I made you guys come to this meeting.
So she wants to get it done and not wait till the last minute.
Yeah, cause I mean, I need at least a week to do that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, we can't wait till the next meeting, is after the meeting.
Any thoughts here? Anyone you really like? I'm just trying to bring. I'll get to the amounts. Yeah.
I personally feel like I would like to put tanks forward because he took himself out last year and we feel like it would be a big asset, I guess, to the community. It doesn't mean he's gonna get it. I feel
Right,
like we got 2 people who we gotta decide between the 3. His investment is a lot bigger investment than he's investing in our town. But I hate sitting at this table because I want that.
I do too. No, I do too.
I feel like
I'm the same
I'm
too.
quiet, but
I know,
It's hard to.
There were only 2 applicants.
Well, I feel the same way from last year with you. because you were gonna apply, you pulled out. Thanks.
And you got it, yeah.
Like, so I feel the same way. But right, I want them all to get it.
I agree with that too, mainly because I think that Frank took up a building, it was like one of our biggest empty eyesores, because it
Yeah.
was so obvious, and we focused hard on hoping and
Yeah.
that something would go on there, for the community, just because it was empty and falling into disrepair and looking rough.
And again, it doesn't add it into the quote, but we're gonna paint that alcove as well. That's kind of falling apart. We're gonna paint that. I've had a guy in there giving me some quotes on brick repairment and stuff like that. So I mean, it's definitely a work in progress. Everything can't happen at once. But you know, we'll probably have a speaker out there and probably 2 TVs out there. I mean, it's gonna be,
That's gonna be fun.
yeah, and that's what we plan on. We're gonna have it so it can support, you know, people dancing, not, you know. We're gonna do bar rail.
That is the.
It'll end up on the, where the bar, the fence will also be a bar rail with seating, as well, so you can, you know, sit and look at the stuff that happens in the parking lot.
Wow.
Oh,
I've seen.
I think it
Worse places.
and then again, just the ramp access back there, I've seen people that park in the handicap parking spot, have to go around in the rain, come through, and then they're struggling, trying to open up the door. I mean, yeah,
I saw that when we went up in the back in the winter time, it was like really,
yeah.
I
Yep.
thought it was really dangerous. I'm thinking,
Yep.
oh, God. That's really scary.
And then the other two, I don't know.
That's your-
So yeah, I don't have a really great, anything.
I know
Contribute.
Jess has been through hell and back. You know, I don't know if that's added in, what she had to deal with her landlord down by the, where she was. Now she's gonna be downtown. I think that's going to spur up some activity to hopefully make her, you know, successful and then I love what you guys have done down there too. You know, I went on a tour and yeah.
And they have a lot of social media presence that they're really doing, which I feel like is good for her.
Yeah, those are two
City.
buildings I thought, oh gosh, those are gonna sit empty for a long time. So, yeah.
We
good
actually
to
just
see
got
you.
done doing a commercial over at,
Yeah.
2.5, promoting everything is collaboration. Yeah, so that should be
Come
airing
to the
next
bird.
Thursday.
Come to the bird.
Number the bird.
This is unrelated to this, but sort of, did we get any, downtown development, yeah, facade application?
We have two.
What was the one that PDP's got last year?
He didn't, he went on.
He went in with this.
Oh, he went in with,
He was
oh,
picked.
gotcha, okay,
He did.
you guys
Yeah,
were
we
the
were
two,
two
okay,
next, yeah.
gotcha. Because they were asking for like a pizza oven or something, right?
Yeah, I
Do
thought
they
you
give
would
us
apply.
feedback on that at all? Like,
No.
why?
They never do.
Cause geez, those kids that help us, cause you wanna send the ones that you think.
Right.
Well, then I mean, I live in Voorhees just cause the way it's all put together, I think it's
Well,
very,
my thought on
very
that, the
well
whole
put
thing
together.
is, nothing against Jess, I know her,
Mhm.
know the family. And what she's trying to do, I think it's great, but another bakery, what she's trying to do and everything, we're over,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, we've got flower shop frontage, the whole 9 yards, I mean, I think it's something. Like I said, nothing against Jess, that maybe next year to do something, but. I just think that the other one would bring just a little bit more
Different.
to the area. Than what we, you know, already have, not being rude, but we've got
I agree.
in the downtown core, 1, 2, 3, 4 places right now that serve, and then you're talking about a fifth one, which is fine. But I just think over there, you get more, I think more from it. than the other. And I know Jess and everything, and I know what she's been through and everybody's been through out there, but I just feel, in my opinion, not trying to persuade anybody, but that would just be a little bit better to me.
Well, that's a valid reason to, you know, it's one of the things that you look at. Is it something different? Is it something that
Mhm.
needs to be,
Yep.
you know, given a chance to make sure that it sticks around, if it, you know, I mean, those are, to me, it's a legitimate talking point to make a decision. I mean, even though, you know, Jess is a little bit different because we got no place to go get coffee.
Right.
You know, so that is gonna be a big draw for her.
Well, especially coffee like they have, you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah,
everybody likes now,
Yeah.
but
yeah, I mean, it's, but yeah, it's another restaurant. We went from one to. But I am not complaining.
Any other contributions to it? Cause I think that will probably just have to,
I'd be ready to vote.
to move it along.
I would make a motion to go with the Lakeside Rural match on me.
I think that, so I made a motion to put his forward. I think
Oh.
last time we did that one and then we did the second one and they were separate ones.
Did two motions. On the. We just let the third one fall, we just let the third one, so whoever wanted to bring forth the motion, then we voted on it from there. You just have to remember, if you can have three motions and three supports and it will still fall. I mean, one of them still is gonna fall. Yeah. Should we roll call it, so it's clear that, okay, that's what I'm thinking too, okay.
I do that done.
What's that?
Do you have to roll
We'll
call?
roll call it so that it's clear who did, like,
So each motion.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just gonna write everybody's name and stuff.
But you're gonna have to ask them and then they say yes or no.
Oh, okay, I asked them if they go for,
You could just say like Putnam,
Yep.
you could go around the
and what am I
room.
asking exactly?
Yep,
Am I asking?
So the
for
motion's gonna
tank?
be.
whoever that you
They
know,
went forward.
and you typically will put if they're rescind or recuse, or what's the proper term in the minute? Rescinded, yeah, rescinded.
Well,
So-
sorry, recused, rescind is full back, recuse is when you take yourself out of the situation. So,
Okay, so Putnam, do you,
where do we go first?
We have a motion for Lakeside Floral. No.
Yeah.
no, Gail.
Made a motion to put takes forward.
Takes, yes,
so you wanna say, okay, I see, so we're doing this and then you're saying yes to tanks?
yes.
Yes, motion tanks.
Was there a second?
I'm not sure, because I was thinking that he made a motion and she was support, and then,
I made it very early on.
okay, so you, but
You're the
needs
motion,
support.
you want a second
Conflict-
then?
That's fine.
Okay,
Okay. And then Frank can't say anything, so.
yes,
Right,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
and Lori can? Or no?
Yes. first.
On this one,
Yeah, thanks, so, yes. Okay, and then who wants to make a motion for Lakeside?
Yep, I'll make a motion for Lakeside.
Motion. Okay. Putnam,
yes.
Gail,
Yes.
Greg,
Yeah. Yes.
and then Amanda,
yes.
Which one?
and Lori.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you-
yeah.
Yeah, you make the motion, okay. Think I got this clear for you. We'll see.
Done, buddy.
Like I said, nothing against Jess and everything, nothing against anybody that's putting it out there. but-
These are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are hard.
Yeah,
Especially when it's like, yeah, these are, I just always find this to be a. Somewhat complicated. Always complicated decision to make. All right, Mark, bring back. $50 to put a plaque at the Pocket Park, I believe, right?
It's just an idea I had, I thought maybe it would be, instead of just having a plaque on a wall somewhere. We could or hand to him, I thought, seeing how he did all the work in the pocket park, name the pocket park. Mark for pocket park.
Did we skip over the?
Did I skip one?
Yeah.
A summer festival tax.
I got
Memorial Mall.
the
Oh.
motions with estimate, ain't that right? Concrete.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. Right then.
Oh, well, maybe on this thing, it's in the other direction. Okay, I was going by numbers, pages. On the agenda, it is.
Mark is number 5, so that
Yeah.
should be the one that we're on.
It's just,
Oh, the party.
it's
That's
just
the
the
party, yeah.
pages, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mark's party.
Okay, so. I had an idea, kind of ran it by, Amanda. I also talked to Bree about having his party at Rallies and do it. Thought it'd be easier than picking between the two bars here in town, then they can actually have a good time too.
I've learned them.
Yeah.
It's
What kind of-
fun.
Kind of regulars there on a Tuesday night, so, they usually run it out where you have to spend so much money and, which we still kind of would do that, but I don't think we need to get, it's like $600. That everyone would have, everyone that's there, plus
Collectively?
food, yes, they have to spend that, I don't think it's hard to do. But I do need to know if we're going to do pizzas or food or, whatever, and I'll make things, I'll reserve it for that, and it'd be that side room that they have.
And that was on,
Money.
I put it in my calendar, I can't remember.
Thursday, the
April, I
23rd.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday, the 23rd, basically 2 weeks.
And so are we able to like say that we want to contribute a certain amount of money to this to cover something, food, pizza, something,
Yeah,
right? That would be appropriate.
yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I think VA should be the ones to
Mhm.
throw it for him.
Yes.
Per se, so,
We
if-
cover
yeah, like,
pizzas?
yeah, I
And
mean, yeah, I
everyone
would
buys their
do,
drinks?
yeah. Hey, Mark Street,
Yeah.
Why don't we just say we put up an X amount of money that we're gonna cover up to? So that way, when it comes down
You
to
can like shut the
other
pizza.
people coming in or whatever, we have a set amount. We will cover
Yeah.
up to, like Kim said, $600 or whatever for the pizzas and drinks for Mark, and then everybody else just be responsible. If we don't spend it all, well, it comes back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
And that way I'll also cover tip that they have there for it as well. So I think $600 what they have, but for what he's done in the years of service is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
For the number of hours that have been put in.
I'm doing a timeline on, I think he was here since 91. He started.
And there
Yeah.
isn't any issues with us taking
Wow.
alcohol out of this fund, correct?
Not that I aware of.
Just asking.
I mean, I never read it anywhere, but. Have to be.
There's some real
Problem.
of all night. So, I would make a motion to spend up to $600 on food and drinks if that falls within our, if we're able to.
I'll second.
And everyone, did we already talk about the 23rd with everybody? It seemed like an okay date would work out.
Yeah, that.
We kind of
that
did,
was
right?
it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what time?
We did not pick a time.
I just plugged it in at 7, so.
I'm like-
That's why I wasn't.
You wanna get there early.
Yeah.
I guess 6 minutes.
I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
starting early.
Yeah, so we definitely didn't talk about 10.
Does anybody here have a problem making it at 6?
I like
six.
To get out
I
of
think
the.
we're-
That would
better
be time maybe for
Thursday.
your.
I mean, I have a high school golf match, so.
Oh. Right, well. that
So you
could-
wanna do 7?
What?
How long does golf go? Like, I mean, would you be able to come after? I have no clue.
Well, depends on how crappy they play.
That's what I was just gonna say, it could go on.
Who knows? When you get up at 3, hopefully we're done by like 5.
I always thought it
5:30.
started early too. So, one advantage maybe to doing it at 6 is you might have, if you have enough time Or 6:30 even, that maybe you cycle people through like in phases.
Yeah, so then some are showing.
More of an open,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be nice.
Six and then.
Ones with kids will get back sooner to get them younger kids.
Right,
So,
right.
I mean, I'd start at 6, have it 6 to 8.
I want it early because I'm old, and if I drink too much, it takes me a long.
You got bedtime.
Okay, 6:30.
Don't have 30.
Or maybe 6:30, for the people with youngins.
Rallies
Get them
and
in
then the brewery and then.
People might
You know-
show up at 6 expecting food, so.
Yeah.
like a. You can have a
Draft
bar.
house.
However they do it, I
Draft
guess.
house around.
Is that what
There you
you
go.
want to do pizza?
I think pizza's great. Their pizza is great.
Yeah, I will.
Pizza
So that
salad.
takes
pizza-
26.
Done.
breadsticks.
Twins on the way back through.
So do we say 6:30 then?
She was saying if it started at 6, we got food out at 6:30, but maybe we could let them drive that crazy train.
Or-
I'll be there at 6.
So 6 to
Especially
8 is
free
what we're-
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
6 to 8.
Yep.
And we're good on the $600. We had
A motion.
a second, so we're good on that.
Yep.
Okay. Make a motion that we approve up to $250 on the plaque too.
Yeah, and I'll second that one.
All right, motion
Yeah.
and support. Everyone in favor of that one also?
Mhm.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, back to the concrete, the Memorial Park, page 91. This is for the area by the, by the pool.
Yep.
By the pocket park. I would make a motion to approve that. I think it'd be silly for us to let that lip sync again. Like, well.
You know,
I
that
think-
Dave is looking at the sidewalk bid down there that, you guys want to do also, that's in front of, Rosemary and all.
Mhm.
So he's working on that. Right now, so he hasn't got much bids yet.
So may I make a motion?
Yeah,
I'll second.
motion, support, any other discussion? Question?
I do have discussions, but nothing for today. Just for people to think, because I think that coming up, we should put up a railing. Still by the sidewalk of the pocket park, like a fence,
Oh, going,
The front.
just in case.
Yeah.
For kids playing, boys paying
Oh.
attention, you don't want them to go off the edge. Onto the thing or a ball or something that they're playing with goes out into the road. Cause somebody to swerve, just safety hazard. Not, doesn't have to be real expensive, but just something along that straight line.
It gets
Through there.
deeper as you go down
Yeah.
there.
But if we just go and bring it right straight towards the dentist office, the old post office right there by the memorial, the wall and everything right through there. Just something for safety for down the road.
Right.
And I just ordered the stencil for the shuffle board today.
Oh, cool.
That should be ready.
Bark
to go.
looks good.
Yeah.
It's so
I agree.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I'm gonna backpedal just for this discussion. So we have notes on that, but before I forget, anyone opposed to the Fulton concrete bid motions? Right, motion carries.
So there's still lighting that's gonna go up though, right?
Yes.
Now we're to 95 Summerfest, page 95 Summerfest.
Okay, it was brought up at our last meeting. They wanted some more information as to what people were gonna do for financials, and that's on the very back of the LBCA. To me, with that, I still go by the fact that the LBCA still handles what they handle and we handle what we. Basically, from the cost of what it cost us last year, we are cutting out the can't even think, the stickers for the side of the cups. We don't need them anymore.
And the cups.
We don't need the cups anymore. We don't need the other stuff. So we're basically almost taking out our advertising. That we're looking at the 2250 to advertise on Woody. On the second page here, you can see the Langsford Summerfest. It is small. And if somebody would like it, I can email Vicky and I can email you, you can open it up and read it more. But it basically is giving us a lot of airtime and them coming right out here. We do not have to pay any money on this until June, but she would like us to sign it so they can get it in the books.
I think the one question with this was on the day of or something, was it one recorded a thing for the airtime, one,
They're gonna be out
one,
here.
one blurb?
Oh,
Leading up to,
There's gonna be, if we get it into it more, the airtime coming up, there's like 40 spots coming up. If not more of airtime during their time travel, different times of the day. And then we'll have live coverage out here. When they come out here and broadcast live from the event. We'll have live coverage for that as well going on. So there will be a lot of airtime. And we can basically dictate as to when we want it to start. As them starting to advertise on TV. And that comes down to what Frank and me were looking at as far as the advertisement. Doing this, but then we have to figure out, because we both sat down and was like, okay, we got to figure out, once we get this approved, we can do this. Then we can move on as far as what we want them to say during their airtime, making up the signs that we're gonna put out, posters on the social media, the whole thing. And that's gonna take everybody coming together, the city, LBCA, DDA, so we're all on the same page, so we have everything detailed out. What's happening Thursday, what's happening Friday, what's happening Saturday, so everybody knows. And then they can advertise it on the radio for what is going on each day. And I think we should advertise everything that we're doing. You know, and it's just, in my opinion is, once we start this, I just think it's gonna get bigger. And we even throw in there the craft show or whatever it is that we're moving. And we put in there the run.
The battery, yep.
Yeah, all that stuff that they're doing, what time it starts, the whole 9 yards, so people who will come out. You know, come out for a run, have breakfast afterwards, something, you know, along that and stay for the day.
Mhm.
But looking at this whole thing right here. Looking at this 97.15. And if it goes, our ticket sales and our ad sales, I think we'll be able to recoup a lot of this money. A lot better than what we did in the past, because I think with the advertisement, we'll get more and more people coming out here. So to me, I would like to just bump this up instead of going 10, I would like to go up to $11,000, not to exceed, just so that we have, in case you need something a little bit more of that, we don't have to have a special meeting or anything for it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. We had a meeting, maybe Frank wants to talk about that too, because we may have some expenditures to consider.
Yeah, so Amanda, well, Lori wasn't able to make it, and Don and I sat down to kind of talk about advertising. You know, the red, white, and blue kind of ranks what you'd get. We really needed this meeting to kind of solidify, so we'll probably need to have another meeting before DDA's meeting at the end of the month. But yeah, we were talking about, like, you know, potentially again in kind of brainstorming here as we're talking about it, but doing like a city t-shirt for $20, selling that at the restaurants. You know, who do use screen prints, and if it's Jess potentially, that's gonna be doing screen prints as well. And then kind of what Mike was just talking about, you know, we had some questions as far as like airtime, getting the main sponsors airtime as well, as a benefit for a $500 red donation type thing. So anything but I mean, we really needed this meeting to kind of solidify where we go.
So can I jump in now? I already have some sponsors that are really like gung ho. And in order for me to go further with them, because I have put them on hold as of right now, I need to kind of know an answer, like, are we gonna, how do we do this? Where's the money going? Cause right now they're like, I need to get you a check. They want to get it done and over with. And two of them are big sponsors. And I don't want to lose them.
So here's what I think we talked a lot about was, how that looks. So like, if we're pulling sponsors in, if, you know, even as simple as who are they writing the check to, like how this is all gonna look, where you send them to, that,
Like, are your sponsors for the car show,
I have a couple for music.
for the music? So that. would be
Mine
Summerfest.
have said that they're in for two of them are in for Pancake and the car show.
Well, that would be
But-
to you guys. I mean, that's where I would keep it. If you wanted to be a sponsor of the car show or the pancake breakfast. Then the LBC keeps that check. If
I agree.
we do, if it's music or,
That's what I see.
you know, whatever, anything else that they want for the Summerfest, just keep them separate.
If they say they
Breakfast,
want
car
to put
show.
it in the general, then
You
what do
split
we
it.
do about that?
But are we making it out to the DDA, like that those sponsors?
I
Yeah.
would, yeah.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
I think it would be the easiest, only all of it in the end, everyone can submit everything that they've got, we look at it and we do it from there.
Cause then,
Just
cause then there's that part that, on the thing where they can say they wanna put it in the general fund, so then it's 50/50.
Split it up.
So do we write a check? Have them write half of it to the LBCA and half to the DDA. That way it's not getting messy where it's.
I wouldn't
we're
do
taking
that.
money and then-
Myself, I would rather just write it one spot,
Yeah.
and
In
then
the-
you're also. I mean, I'm not LBCA rep, but you're gonna know what all my came in,
Mhm.
we're gonna know what all the funds that came in, and then it goes from there.
Jim, I have a question. If, with the sponsorship, if we had like they're saying, you had one car show, pancake breakfast, two entertainment, three general. If they wrote the check out to the city with their contract, send it in, could the city then reimburse the money that goes back to the appropriate party? That way, we're not worried about
I think
right
that's
on the form,
idea.
make out checks to be
Yeah.
made out,
If
city
you're
of
gonna do it,
Lake.
if you're gonna do the sponsorship all as one, then yeah, that would probably be the easiest way. I didn't know if you were gonna do that or if you're gonna each do your own, like LBC is gonna go out with their sponsors and. You know, but if it's, yeah, if you're gonna do it as a whole, like you're gonna, like all week, you're gonna have it in one thing, then yeah, city lines will be easier.
But don't you think
But
that
then
would be
again,
the
yeah.
best way to do it?
Divvy it up.
Our show.
And we.
Pancake breakfast.
The format does have it.
Yes.
It's just to the part where I have it laid out at the end. It's the sketchy part. It's where they're writing the check to. Where do they mail it? It's
Just
that
have
part
them
where
make
they're
the
kinda
mark
like-
and mail it to the city,
Same one.
made out to the city, and then they keep it. Make a copy or whatever for them, for their records,
Okay.
and then we have a copy for ours, and then that way it just goes through and then bring it out. This is what we did.
Okay, because I can.
Because I think we all need to work together to make this, and we just
Yeah.
continue to
Let the
doing
city
the same way we've done it in the
Just
past.
have it. Yep, just have it.
DDA does theirs, LBCA does theirs, no qualms, no problems. Main goal is Langsburg. We're trying to just.
Yep.
Build it.
We like got mucked up in what's the partnership, what does it look like, it
Right.
needs to be clear, it needs to be more of a partnership, blah, blah, blah. And so the only way to do that is to get ahead of what the questions might be and how this will look. One question I did have was, has Pancake always gotten sponsorships?
No.
Cause I always was under the
Car Show
impression.
has always done it.
So I do question that too, because one. It's more of an LBCA thing, but like I was looking at this, cause I didn't know this. But like sponsorships for the car show is $4,300.
That's what we brought in last year,
Right.
just on our own.
Cause it was your first year,
That
right?
was our first year.
First year of car show.
Cause we did it with the Looking Glass before.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah, I remember that. Because last year was the first year, I think, like I gave through you, yeah. So. A business isn't really gonna sponsor Pancake. We're using the word Pancake, but there's no sponsorships for Pancake.
we,
True,
So what?
There were donations on the day of the event, but
Right.
there was never a spot pancake on the sponsorship form. But, and so we're proposing that as an additional item.
So the pancake breakfast in a car show will just go as one.
And it always used to be where the t-shirts and everything had pancake.
Right, but I think
And
whenever,
when we did the sponsorship, we would give them.
I think the form always said car show, never said pancake.
Last year was only car show, yes.
The years
But it's
before,
not
it
always
was only car show.
Yeah,
I get that,
Yeah.
but I just feel like the adding pancake.
because before.
Makes it, the way I looked at it and when I mentioned it to a couple people. What do you think about this, other businesses? They said, well, I always thought pancake was giving back to the community. And that the hat was passed on the morning of pancake. And that that people weren't sponsoring it. Like,
It was, I thought originally it was the businesses giving back to
Yeah.
the community for their support. It was a free.
That's how it
pancake
started.
breakfast. I think that's how it is.
It's
Yeah, I
just
think
make
that's
it
how
the
it
car show.
Yeah,
Don't put nothing about
I
pancake.
feel like
Make
it
it car show.
matters is that people may think there's like an actual sponsorship for pancake. And there aren't sponsorships for pancake on here. There is for car show.
right.
So
But on here too, it does say donation during the event.
during the
That's-
event, I get that. I remember the
Right.
pass the hat
Yeah.
and you charge now or no? No, no
Never
charge.
charge,
Okay,
never charge.
I wasn't sure. I haven't been, I'm never home on that weekend. So there's my,
It will be this time.
I,
We have people's
That's
businesses
too early.
in front of the pancake breakfast though, don't we?
We usually put our banners up there.
Our banner.
Yeah,
Now, the businesses that wanna help flip, like, tell them, put on your shirt so they know who you are, it's one of those. Things like that, politicians, make sure you wear something. So they do it, but it's always been. The pancake breakfast is donations, and that is what always used to pay for Winterfest. But now we got, sponsorships for Winterfest, so that is subset the cost. Of Winterfest, so the money that we make from pancake breakfast, we usually put that right back into it. So, cause usually that runs, the food runs, I think we ran about $960 last year just for the food. So, but the LBC has always paid for that.
and the only
Still
reason,
good.
like, I feel like it's important, cause I feel like as we sit here on the board. We have to consider the whole point of where we're trying to head with this one event. Keeping it a partnership, but also making it to where if this is truly grows, it might become that one fundraiser that we're improving on every year. And, if it were me, I feel the addition of pancake to the form is somewhat misleading, not misleading, but it may stray away from, more people may be more likely to choose pancake because they think that's what they're sponsoring. And if there is a true sponsorship for pancake, then maybe.
I
Then,
think the popularity of the pancake is what,
That's what drives.
because there's
Yeah.
everybody that I know, like when they're outside Lanesburg, they're like, oh, you still do that pancake breakfast.
I
So
don't
everybody
disagree with
knows.
the purpose, but I think what I'm saying is it,
It's always been free.
Take,
Yeah.
take from
Yeah.
people's
Yeah,
hands, just
everybody
don't
come.
put pancakes on it,
I
just
do.
put car show,
Yeah,
entertainment. General,
Understand why we would wanna have pancake on there,
just something I threw out there.
because it is an event that we've had. Coupled together for how many years?
yeah, everybody knows it.
We'd wanna.
That's why I was saying.
and the only true difference of the car show is that we took it over because Looking Glass stepped away. That's the only reason.
no, I knew that. I knew the whole thing around it.
Well,
I'm just
at one
saying,
point though, we did run all of our expenses and everything through the city and they wrote the checks and that was. Probably what, how many years ago? 18 years ago?
Wasn't that one.
So I was familiar with, we did that before.
Yeah.
Right.
I know
That's
the
where
car
working
show
together
did.
came from.
Yeah, the car show did.
Yeah, the car show went through.
All the car show, both car shows,
Yeah.
the LBCA, and there was four. Oh, Looking Glass.
Mhm.
The four entities, they all did it through the city. And the city wrote the checks and the city dispersed the money afterwards. We know how that.
So-
Pass.
So back to the
Pass.
pancake. So, the
Yeah.
pancake name, I mean, it's always been the Pancake Car Show together. I don't know. Taking pancake out, I would, on the form for sponsorships. I would put the pancake / car show.
Yeah.
And if you feel like it's
That's-
misleading, then we
right.
can put some verbiage or some things down by the pancake thing with
Yeah.
the sponsors that did it.
Sure.
I
Can you
think,
pull it up in your phone?
Oh, for,
I emailed you the form.
Yep.
Cause I'm quite for sure it says pancake, I think it says LBCA pancake / car show, or I put pancake / car show LBCA. I can't remember which way I put it. And next
your
time-
thought is that all the money would go into the city.
I feel like more will for pancake.
No, I'm just over in general.
Oh,
You're.
I feel like it's gotta go somewhere.
Mhm.
And it can't just be like, well, here's $200 or here's $500 or here I collected this from wherever. And not have a clue in the world what we're.
Gotta have
If you
fun.
guys if you guys hold collectively all of this, we'll talk to you since you're here as LBCA. And then Gail can mention, that. We aren't really maintaining a partnership of even documentation, like who is donating, how much, just in case, God forbid, anything happened. Gail would know who to go to,
Right.
but if something else occurred, we were doing the legwork one day, 1 year. Who was it? Who? Right. So what is the discussion or what?
So we did partner with Looking Glass, just LBCA and the Looking Glass, and they ran it through the Looking Glass. They supplied us with the fake statements and documentation. That's how we did it. That's how we've done it before. But the way we did it to keep it a little bit easier is that they kind of collected their money, and we collected our money, and we run those through our own.
How much
That'd be-
did we get in sponsorships last year out of all the money that was collected?
I think we only got sponsorships for the music, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was,
$2,100
that we got,
did you have?
Well, we got that and
You
then,
have it, yeah.
yeah, I think it was with 2, 4, 6.
It wasn't much.
Oh,
On the platform?
like $1,000, and then these guys each gave 500
200.
total.
Yeah.
I do feel like though.
Yeah, and it says-
of time
so yeah.
to do that.
Show
I agree.
show me in
I
the-
mean, I already have people waiting. I just gotta understand how this is working out.
I understand that. I get there's an urgency to get it figured out. I'm only asking like, A, as someone who gives.
Right.
Consistently,
Right.
but also B, as someone here that feels like if we're all consuming of sponsorships and we get to point and pick that if we don't have a part in how that goes, that we will never get the chance, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
There are some businesses. I don't know if there's gonna be any thought about making a check out to the city and tax. Do you think that will factor in at all?
Oh, no, we get a receipt.
Yeah, I mean,
I get a receipt.
if you get a receipt, then.
I can't even use ours
Me,
as
the thing is,
donation.
if you give two, so if you put it as a city, yeah, you may not be able to get as a full write-off on your business.
I can't use your guys's, anyway. I have to use them all as marketing. So whenever I write
Yeah.
one, I can't use them,
It's a nonprofit.
You can't use it on-
even if it was a nonprofit.
That's wrong.
Because,
Can-
well, I know there's like, I understand tax rules, Gail obviously probably does too, but that's as murky as writing the check to the city and getting a receipt from the DDA that you did a sponsorship to the municipality.
Right.
Same thing. It's all going, to benefit something.
Right.
So I think that me having to use it as marketing is because using so much as nonprofit, donations, tax deductible donations, whatever, is also murky. But going back to my original question is, at what point does the DDA, at what point is the DDA as in a partnership gonna get a shake at sponsorships? If you guys are already out, getting them.
Nothing
Talking
is, right, nothing is set because I've already talked to quite a few of them. And they're just waiting on the answer of who do I make the check to? That's all they're at. Right now.
I think
that's
also
what
the
they're
thing
sitting
is we have sponsors that we had before, so it makes sense to you go back.
It will always be that way,
Right,
I
right.
think.
So I feel like I know people that would prefer to do music, cause I think that we need to get those sponsors in order, and it's gonna take a little bit of time.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Each year it'll get better, I feel like, but I already have people that said they would give money.
I'm at probably right now, I'm probably at 6 that I've already said I'm in. I just need the paperwork. I just need an invoice for whoever.
So that's my opinion. No one else is really saying anything. I just, that's my thoughts on it. I don't, I'm not sure when the DDA is gonna recoup in the partnership in $11,000 in spending.
What you got is if you put up there what we talked about. And you send it to the city, you have car show, entertainment, or general. If they check the box for car show, goes to the LBCA. If they check the box for the entertainment, goes to the DDA. If they check the box for general, it gets split.
So do we have sponsorships for the music that's
That's
coming to the
what we're-
DDA?
That's what we're working on. That's what Gail's been doing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Car show,
Okay.
I
You have
think my
3
question
boxes.
is when Gail goes, or is that, or are you saying?
I'm just saying, I have people that I had left over that said that couldn't do music in the park. So
Got it.
I have some people that already, I
Wanted
know
to
that
music. And the music would come to the DDA.
DDA,
And one form though, written with pancake, would what?
LBCA,
And ticket sales for the bands is.
DDA. That's what I'm saying. You keep everything the way it was before. We're just pulling together so that the LBCA can use the tent.
And
We're paying for the tent because we would.
no, I don't, I.
So it's just-
Something along with that.
It's just everybody does. They keep their money from the pancake breakfast, the car show, all that. That's theirs. We keep our money, the DDA, from the entertainment, the ticket sales, any sponsorship,
I think,
any of that. stuff.
probably should call it Summerfest.
That's what I think.
Pancake breakfast car show summer.
We talked about that at one time too, and how that would make more sense.
Or Sam.
I think this is what we've been going through. Langsburg Summerfest,
I mean, that's where we're kind of.
pancake breakfast, car show. Down at the bottom, when you detail out what's going on each
Mhm.
day, down at the bottom, you could put at the bottom, sponsored by Langsburg DDA, LBCA, down at the bottom, underneath where all this stuff is going on. So when we send it to the radio, they can blur every little bit. Langsburg Summerfest, band, pancake breakfast, free pancake breakfast.
Mhm.
Then go on to different things that you have. Getting back to the red, white, and blue. If they do the red, set a price, $500, they get a blurb on the radio station. Live from Langsburg or whatever. And if you have too many of 500, we'll just do so many each time.
Yep.
Can't do them all at one time, just do 3 at one blurb, 3 at another.
I think another piece of that was, one thing that I think you brought up was, bands, like free admission.
Oh, yeah, so,
Sponsors.
like for like a $500 sponsorship. To be able to get free admission into,
Something we can
Yep.
talk about down the road on this,
But
but yeah.
if he's gonna have the single form.
Yeah.
then he should know that.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess maybe it's more the mechanics of it. I don't totally understand like what those are, and I'm hung up on that.
Frank,
Oh.
pull up
And-
page
So
three or
that
four.
if the DDA agrees that people who are giving $750 or $500 for the top tier get 4
Bands.
tickets, bands.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That,
Oh,
so
no.
whoever,
Why would,
For
why
300
would
to
he
get
have
picked?
why would
Yeah.
he have the
You do one at a
documentation?
time.
though?
that's what
Yeah,
I'm not
He
sure.
would
exactly.
have to
Yeah.
go through Gail
Okay,
to do the music.
Right here.
Right, but
agree.
it's
That's
one
right,
form.
corner two,
I
zero.
think that's what I'm
It's just
confused.
one form.
It's one form.
It's one form. We're both using the same form. It's
Right.
just.
Yeah.
But then
one
you're saying-
form.
You mark out what the form is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you
Whether
want
it
us
be
to
the
go
form
to
or
this,
DDA
this,
or-
and the checks,
Oh, you're good.
and the checks
Print
get
this
made
up.
out to the
Sorry,
city.
Tim. Should print it too.
And then the
The
forms.
city
and
can
the check
distribute
get-
the money.
Exactly.
As long as all the money's going into one spot, I think is what
Yes.
you're saying, so that we have documentation
Right,
of
but
where
like
it's
this
going.
says general fund split between LBCA and DDA.
Yeah.
And then
So-
the city can do that.
Right,
Right.
this is like a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Like I said, and
And
that
I
I
would-
can tweak.
If,
That's
if
easy.
the band, if the admission bands or whatever are part of it, I didn't look at the top. Is this all? This has red, white and blue or whatever, all
Mhm.
stuff.
Yep,
Yep,
yep.
it does
So I
have it.
wonder,
Red, white, blue, yep.
It does have it up. It's, sorry, I should
You're good.
really print this. So each package, red, white, blue, and it tells you specifically what you're gonna get in each package, which you can alter that too. You can put in there, you know, you're gonna get a radio
like that.
sponsorship, you can get, the band can get in. Whatever, you can alter all. of it. That just gives that, it just lets them know in this package deal, that's what I'm getting.
I think this is where I have a lot of questions. Like, I feel like if this is part of the DDA sponsorship form, that we should all have it. Maybe. Maybe
yeah.
maybe I would have 10 times less questions,
Yep.
because I think I'm just lost on it.
Yep.
Or it was. I feel bad. I think I understand it better.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry
It's okay.
if I made it
It's
worse.
okay.
Well, and this is kind of like the start. This is like kind of the
Well,
inaugural. I know we had last year, but that was kind of, but this is like, we're
This
figuring
is
out all
like a
the,
better
nuts
partnership.
and
No one
bolts,
should
yeah.
walk away feeling like,
ooh, I got slight.
or what did
Yeah.
we even do?
Right.
Yeah,
My biggest thing is next year, I don't wanna be asking what we did the year
Right.
before.
Mhm.
Well,
Like,
that can be, tweaked now if you see, if anybody sees what they want on it.
Yeah.
How they want it, and then it can be approved.
who's printing it? Like, are we gonna absorb the cost to print it? Like, should we, or we
For
split
the
that? Like,
sponsors,
how are we doing
the
that?
City can
On,
print out
on the
paper,
forms,
just regular
I
paper.
just have printed out the forms myself. I've done
Yeah, I
it.
mean, we can.
I did it all
print
last year.
City, just regular.
Cause like
paper.
then we could send them out, like if you send them to us, I could send them to people, like I've
Sending
some
it to
pretty
you right
big,
now.
we had
Yeah.
some pretty big sponsor
Thank you,
things
Frank.
going on.
Yeah, but make sure you critique it to what you guys want, and then you can approve it next meeting, because it's only a couple weeks in.
Yep.
So.
Well,
if you- if
So
you
all
want
you
to-
That is
need to
finalized.
know now is,
We gotta get. We
do you,
gotta.
We're gonna wait till next month.
just for the form, I think.
Just the form.
Well, I mean,
It's,
not even a month.
yeah, it's
It's this.
it's 3
we have
weeks,
another
less than
meeting.
two,
Meeting.
2.5 weeks, yep.
If you want it before that, then you need to look at it and
Thanks, Greg.
and you have the master,
you want me to print that, and you guys can. If you need to,
Look at it real quick.
do you need that form before the
I
next
think the
meeting?
only thing that we came away from that marketing
Yep.
meeting was,
see,
including bands
Yep,
and I don't remember.
airtime, what's, yes,
The
I've got
airtime, which
airtime, what's that
answered
look
that
like,
one.
yep, banner for sponsors. What level of sponsors go on the banner, how big their size is, if it's 500, 300, 100. Who collects, yeah, we just figured that piece figured out.
they're sitting.
Yeah, we talked about QR code, that'll take you right to the sponsorship forms. The city
Oh.
t-shirt, and then we started getting the covers for the barricades and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Cute.
talking about like us putting, because back when we did this before, we put our pancake money in there that was collected? You know, all the checks out of the city, is that what you're?
You mean like the donations?
Yeah.
No, I think that should stay with the,
Okay,
obviously.
okay.
The
This
only
is
things that
talking
would
about
be
the sponsor,
split
would be the
would be the
sponsor.
ones that the general.
The sponsor, yep.
Yeah.
So the sponsor.
That all will go to the city and then they have
To do that.
documentation as to who gets
Who they
what.
wanted it. The only thing we would be splitting is the ones that want to get.
General.
General.
And I know one other question, do we have enough sponsors for music? For our DDA?
You talking about music in the park?
No,
Oh, you're talking about the
Yes.
bands that we have?
yes,
I haven't started
Don't know.
asking because we hadn't figured out for sure.
but
what
we
the
know
levels-
that money is coming to the DDA, right?
Yes.
Yes, so, okay.
But I wanna make sure there's a 500, there's a 300, there's a 100. I don't wanna go out to somebody and go,
Right.
hey, you want a sponsor? I have no idea how much I want from you.
Whatever you want.
And I'm not trying to be difficult about it,
Right.
but I feel like I have no idea what anyone's doing that's
Right.
collecting money. Last year I had no clue. Like, where's the money? Who has it? Who's getting it? What is
That's
our
why-
job?
That's why
As
we're
a
changing
DDA
it up
member.
this year to make
So
sure.
I might be feeling like I'm being really over the top, but that's because I don't want the DDA getting the short end of the stick. I'm here for the DDA. That's my main,
$11,000.
yeah. So
Did we
that's
vote
my
on
thought.
that?
Oh, no, no,
If
Do we
we,
vote on what?
the 11,
The
11,000.
Up
you
to
want
11.
$11,000
No.
spend or a budget
Mhm,
amendment
budget, yep.
to.
Are you gonna motion?
Some.
Yep.
And I guess I'm take, so I'll second.
And that's under Summerfest. Okay. In the LBCA report, we're doing this right now. Ish.
Yeah,
The form, I mean, do you guys need that form before the next meeting? Is that?
maybe,
just email it to us.
and maybe Frank and I, if it's
Oh,
with
yeah.
us three, we could look at it, cause it's just us, we could adjourn the meeting, us three could look at it. From this
Yeah.
meeting
Yep.
we had,
Yep.
we
And
wouldn't be a
yeah.
forum, we could make the notes and everyone, we could just hand it over. You know what I mean, so that the meeting would
Yep.
keep going.
Cause it would be nice to have something.
Here tonight.
You just
to
gotta
go
put
with.
on checks made out to the address to the city. And that way
That's
they
easy.
know, yeah,
It's in and I can.
Mhm.
the three things and boom. And change.
Before we leave,
whatever,
then
like for
we'll get a
Summerfest,
meeting
pancake
together.
breakfast,
Was there-
so
Right?
Sponsored by a
Lord.
bottom.
Yeah.
If you-
right.
Motion and support for the $11,000.
So-
Yeah, we already said that.
Everyone in favor?
Frank and Tank.
Yeah. Everyone in
Mike,
favor?
it's-
Was there anyone opposed? Is more important.
Thanks.
All right,
And then we did the financial report. Do we have to
Right.
do a motion for that or
Partial.
anything like that or?
Right underneath,
Partial.
and cars,
Oh. I think
And
that was
then
just for the
underneath that-
information.
we'll put the date. Cause this is where it all pretty much originated from, was the,
all right,
Yeah,
everybody
right.
ready to get out of here?
we're just.
Yeah,
Tag it
we
up.
gotta figure out a time to. You wanna send us a text? Wednesdays were good for us, I think, right?
Where do we, are we doing it right after this meeting?
We'll just hang out, yeah, and then you can make whatever notes from that.
Yep. You guys good to stay for?
She might not be.
Oh.
You gotta text St. John's. Can you stay? You
Okay.
can, okay, look at you,
I'm
Rocky.
not staying.
Sorry.
So, with, Virginia. I have the okay. To sign the thing and send it off to her so they can get us in the books.
Yep.